number one reason why I bought a Zydeco 9.0 from Dagger, because it is the perfect size fit for a mid-size SUV, which many people have. And I guarantee you, once you see what I'm about to show you, a lot of people are going to want a Dagger 9.0 because this is something you can't do with a 10-foot. All I do, simply open my passenger door, lay the seat down flat as far as I can with all of the back seats down, push this back as far as I can, slide the kayak in, and this is the important thing, you flip it. And it's in there. As you can see, the 9.0 fits perfectly within a Hyundai Tucson. There's plenty of room left to spare. I put all my gear right here. Plenty of room right here. It fits perfectly. There's space for more gear right underneath here. Now, if you notice, the top of the cockpit actually rests onto the top of the seat and holds it into position. So no matter how bumpy I get, the nose of this boat doesn't go anywhere. So it's a little trick if you've got a car like this, and it fits perfectly, and I'm literally out the door in 30 seconds. I thought it best to do this review of my Dagger Zydeco 9.0 recreational kayak after I had owned it for about a month and a half, rather than doing a simple out-of-the-box review. I think that's probably more informative to this regular Joe Blow kayaker. First off, as you can see, it absolutely has a drain plug, and I can tell you, it being only about 36 pounds, 36 and a half pounds, it's light enough you can just literally lift it up, no problem. You just open the drain plug, lift it up, turn it on with the cockpit facing the ground, and all the water drains out. Soft touch handles, and they're pretty sturdy. This is light enough, I don't really need them, except for when I'm trying to maneuver it. It has deck rigging, and it's pretty solid. I can tell contour seat. I can tell you it's extremely comfortable and very adjustable. What's really cool about this in the Zydeco, you can see there's a gap here, about a hand width. There's a lot of storage back there. I don't know if you can see, there's a lot more storage back there than you think. The medium height seat back position allows you to reach back with your hand, no problem. Let me just demonstrate. I have put my kayak cart right back here. You just take the wheels off as you're supposed to, and you throw the cart and the wheels back there, and they go really far back. But this, just a simple soft bag drink carrier. I place it right back there. I place it right back there, fold this back. There's my drink carrier. Voila. And it actually stays stable there no matter what. I can just reach back, grab my bottle of water, and then throw the empties right back in there. Another really good aspect of this seat back is how comfortable it actually is. In cold weather, I can tell you this seat back gets very warm, so there's no problem with your back being too cold. And I can tell you, whether using a low technique stroke or a high technique stroke, you can turn around. This is actually not a bad height for maneuverability. You can still rotate your torso, lean back, whatever you need to do. This is a good mix between a high back and a low back seat. So it's very comfortable. The contour seat, very adjustable, has the leg lifters here. You just pull on either side. And this lifts the pan. Now the Slide Lock XL, very simple and very efficient. These are strong, as you can tell. They're well worn. These are very strong and they're sturdy. This is well constructed, and I can tell you that there's enough room back here for feet. And my son has size 12 or 13 foot, and he tried it out, and there was no problem with his feet clearance, anything in here. A lot of clearance. Sligog XL, very easy to move. You literally just lift up, push, lock down, and they slide in place. For me, I like 4. Deck rigging, I can tell you, it does have a chine, and it's kind of a medium between a soft and a hard chine, as you can tell here. So you can get on the edge, but given that the boat is almost 29 inches wide, it's a little difficult and a little unsteady. But this boat is not made for edging. Now, built into this, and that keel actually, when you are paddling, keeps you fairly straight for a 9-foot boat. It is very, very stable. You can take a beginner or an expert in this boat, and you can feel very comfortable, very stable from the very get-go. This is probably the fastest short kayak that I've ever been in. Fastest and most maneuverable as well. The length of the nose from the cockpit to the nose is maybe about 3 feet. Issue is when you get into any choppy water above, let's say, 12 inches, a 12-inch wave height, something like that, or it's rather windy, when you are going at speed, a lot of water does kick up over the bow, does travel along here, and enter into the cockpit. We're not talking a lot of water, but enough water that you're going to notice it. But you're not going to get swamped. It's just going to be a little annoying. But that's what you are to expect with a 9-foot boat in any sort of waves like that. But it is very easy to get the water out. There's nothing that a $1 sponge, car wash sponge or kayaking sponge is not going to get out. And you can get skirts for this. There are skirts that will fit this size boat. You can buy them from Dagger, or there are even some online, some recreational ones, although it is quite a big cockpit, so they're going to be a little hard to find. I have, like I said, owned this about a month and a half, and only twice have I started getting any water over the bow coming into the cockpit, and that was on very, very windy and very, very wavy days. But this boat will handle waves no problem. So if you are going as fast as boat can, and I tell you, I've used the speedometer app, and I've gotten up to about 4.5 miles an hour, which is fairly quick for this. Now, of course, you're going to tire out in this boat really quickly, so the average is about 2.8 miles an hour that I've been able to go just on an easy speed, no problem, using a low angle paddling technique. Now, of course, if you want to go fast in this boat, you've got to use the high angle, more aggressive paddling technique. But you will wear yourself out going any more than about 2.5, 2.8 to maybe 3 miles an hour. But that's not what this boat was designed for. This boat was designed for the recreational paddler who wants to feel safe, stable, and feel like they can go out and experience the outdoors in a shorter, more user-friendly platform. I will tell you is that when you are paddling above 1 mile an hour or so, this boat tracks fairly well. Okay, I will tell you, I'm 5'11", about 185. I have no problems with this boat performance at my size. When you do slow down in this boat, the tracking does suffer a little bit. When you stop, it takes a second or two, but you do start to turn the nose a little bit, but it's easily corrected with just one extra stroke on either side or sweeping. Anyone who is interested in a fairly cheap performance boat, and at $469 right now is the retail price. It is worth every penny. It is my favorite short kayak that I've owned, and I've owned about 6 kayaks so far, and of the short ones, this is my absolute favorite. I recommend it highly, highly, highly. Anybody, I don't care how tall you are, how short you are, how heavy you are or light you are going to feel comfortable in this boat, and you're going to feel like you have a performance machine. So Dagger, I believe you have a winner.